later said, cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Hey, hey, hey. Mother Nature's looking for the hands of Father Time. He's got 'em reaching for the girl in number 9. She's reading horoscopes, looking for a sign, waiting for the train that'll take her down the line. Hey, 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 hey. Cell phones ringing in the middle of the street. History's telling stories that a sailor won't repeat. Believers and infidels are fighting in the heat, while bodies of the innocent are covered with a sheet. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. I said, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody's looking for what they cannot find. I'm down here on Bleecker Street, trying to read your mind. Hey, 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 hey. Santa Claus and Robin Hood are doing what they can to feed the poor and soak the rich and help the fellow man, while senators and congressmen are working on a plan to get some more vacation time to get a deeper tan. Hey, 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 hey. Sheena's in the jungle trying hard to keep it real. The doctor's in the alehouse trying to cop a feel. The Count of Monte Cristo wants to make another deal. Dracula's in the kitchen and he's looking for a meal. Hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, 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 hey. Everybody's looking for what they cannot find. I'm down here on Bleecker Street, trying to read your mind. Hey. Aristotle's riding on a ferry boat to Mars, while Juliet is creeping through the closets of the stars. Romeo is on the run, smoking blue cigars, putting cocoa butter on the cover of the scars. Maggie May and Captain Hook are walking down the aisle. The president saunters in astride a crocodile. The Ayatollah swears he is not a pedophile, and the rights of man don't mean a damn here in the age of style. Hey, hey! Hey, hey, hey! I said, hey! Hey, hey, hey! Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? I said, hey! Hey, hey, hey! I said, hey! Hey, hey, hey! Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead. Cell phones ringing in the pockets of the dead.
That's a song called Cell Phones Ringing in the Pockets of the Dead. A good cheerful one to start with. I can't remember who did that, but I've got it here somewhere. Yes, it's Willie Nile. Good morning. Gerald Michael Addison here. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. Email address is jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. And the text messaging service, for those of you who perhaps would rather be somebody else, is 81771. Right, a couple of wee things to talk about before I start. On a business trip to Belfast, says Brendan, on the 1st of July from Naas, he is. He's from Naas in Southern Ireland, of course, as we call it, the Free State, or indeed the Republic of Ireland, or as some people call it, down there. On a recent business trip to Belfast on the 1st of July, I collapsed at approximately 08:45 on Arthur Street. Well, you see, a lot of people collapse on Arthur Street, but it's usually a wee bit earlier. And a female passerby called an ambulance, which took me to the Royal Victoria Hospital. I would just like to say a huge thanks to the excellent and professional ambulance staff members and all the nurses and doctors who took care of me and my wife, who drove up from Naas later on that day through these worrying times. I was then discharged on Saturday the 2nd so that I could continue my treatment assessment in the Hermitage Medical Centre in Dublin, where I underwent various neurological tests to find the cause of my collapse. I don't know why it happened yet, but it's still going on. I contacted the Belfast Telegraph to place a front page ad to thank all those concerned, but they could not do that because they probably had put photographs of Jordan there. And the only place I could put it was in the classified section, but I didn't want to do that because I was afraid that those who helped me would not see it, which they wouldn't, of course. I would like to contact the woman who dialed for the ambulance in person, as I will always owe her a debt of gratitude, as I hate to think of what could have happened had she not been there. Now, Brendan O'Donnell, he's left his mobile number here, so if anyone out there knows the person who helped that gentleman on the 1st of July, or indeed if the woman herself is listening, please give us a ring here, 08459 555 678, because he desperately wants to contact you and to thank you. There we go. Some other little messages here. This morning, says Anya, I saw a young man buy a single cigarette and slided rather expertly, I must say, behind his left ear. Just goes to show you, it still happens.
Safe spaces within, safe here in my skin. No one else to take the blame. No one else is in the frame. Lying in the evergreen.
That's a band called Bellwether State, and that's a demo, and that track is called Safe Spaces. And Bellwether State were in here because they sent me this demo. And this happens occasionally. Every once in a while you get a demo which really, really stands out. And in the case of other people, it's happened. For instance, two people with me at the moment, Paddy McBride. Morning, Paddy.
How you doing, Gerry?
Paddy sent me a demo, and I thought he was great. And then Kerry Quinn got in contact with Kerry. Hello, Kerry.
Hello.
And the two of you got together and did a thing. I don't know what the connection is between you two, and I won't get personal. But first of all, must I say that, Kerry Quinn, this is a very special day for you, and thank you for coming in, because I realise how busy you are, because you're in George Best Dancing Shoes just across the street, and you kicked off last night.
We had a preview last night, which was a big success. Full house, and the audience were fantastic. They were with you every step of the way. But tonight is our official opening night.
Yeah.
So we're going at 2:00 today, just to tweak things that maybe did go wrong last night. So
Oh, it always does. I mean, it's a while since you did
absolutely,
that, isn't it?
that's what these previews are for. Just to rectify any problems. There's such fast changes as regards costumes. So
I mean, how many parts are it? Like 36? What is it?
yeah, I think
38?
I play about 13, 15 different characters.
And you play 13 yourself?
Yeah.
You do?
But throughout the cast, everyone will play between 10 and 15 characters.
Even
Small
Paddy
roles.
Jenkins? Even Paddy Jenkins?
Paddy,
Hey, Jankers.
he plays a good. Everyone has their fair share, of different characters to play. Some are very small.
The night I was there, Paddy Jenkins doing Hurricane Higgins brought the house down. Is that
Oh,
still the same?
Last night, yep, exactly the same reaction. But the scene's fantastic. It just plays itself.
Anyway, that's on for a while now, until the 20, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's another 3 weeks in the
Yeah.
Opera House, and then we go to Dublin,
Yeah?
then Manchester, then Glasgow, then Derry, and then Limerick.
I recommend
Finishes
it
it.
highly. Anybody wants to go, it's great. I'm going to try and see it this time again. I can't go tonight because my schedule is full. But tell me, this man here, Paddy McBride, how are you?
I'm the very best. I'm not as busy as her, right enough.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a bit about yourself. I got a little demo. I don't know where it came out of, but I thought you were really talented. Now,
Oh.
tell me a wee bit about yourself.
Thanks very much, Gerry. Suppose was up in Derry doing panto with Kerry, and I've known Kerry for years now. And we're doing the panto, and
Yeah.
happened to be the cast party, and got the old guitar out, started strumming a few chords, and Kerry was like, "That's really good, Paddy. Any wee songs?" So he says, "I have this wee song here." Thinking maybe she's got her eye on me. I don't know what's
Oh,
happening here,
you
like,
see?
you know.
Oh, yeah, lucky
But
you.
well,
Lucky you.
Couldn't
And I
come-
had recorded with Cormac before, Cormac Cocaine, his studio that we've been recording in, and put him in touch with Cormac. Even then, he did the first two
Yeah.
demos, which you heard, Gerry.
Okay.
And from then, it's just been
yeah.
it's been an ongoing thing between
And
us.
has.
there's another gentleman with you playing something that you don't see
Acoustic
too
bass.
often.
Acoustic bass.
An acoustic bass, which is basically a big guitar with big strings. And what's your name?
Pete.
Pete.
Big Pete, the donkey.
Well, we won't go down that road.
No. You're taking it a totally different direction, Jay. We'll call him the donkey. We load him up with gear, gigs. Load up the donkey.
You have to be careful in this
I
program.
know you do.
Paddy, tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Desert Martin.
Desert
originally,
Martin, yeah. But not too many singer-songwriters from Desert Martin. You're
No,
probably one.
no,
You're
plenty
probably
of
the
farmers and stuff, like, you know.
First, you're probably the first one.
Well,
Well, listen. Are you going to do? Are you going to do a couple of songs on your own or with Kerry or what?
with Kerry and Big Pete in the bass.
All right. So what do you want to do first?
This is I only wrote these songs the last couple of weeks. This one's called End of a Reason.
Okay.
End of Reason. So it's a nice wee jaunty number. You know,
right,
something nice and lively. Like.
Okay. Where
So-
you go?
Hey, donkey. 1, 2, 3, 4. One step closer to the end of the line. One step nearer making you all mine. One step further than it was before. Don't whine, my dear, just give me a call. Now that I got you on the telephone, shout a little loud and make me feel like home. Write it in a letter just to save my ears. Tell it to your friends that you've known for years. Cause you don't know, but I've been dreaming of you. Because you don't know, but I've been dreaming of you. How can it be? You mean so much to me. down on my knees. I'm begging, baby, please. By now you're thinking that I'm all alone. I tell you how I'm feeling when I'm out the door. See me through your window, just knock and wave. Touch me in the sunshine or the pouring rain. Cause I know that you want me just one more time. Tonight if you want to, I'll be just fine. See you when I want to, just read my mind. Send it in a picture, oh me, oh my. Cause you don't know, but I've been dreaming of you. Cause you don't know, but I've been dreaming of you. How can it be? You mean so much to me. Down on my knees, I'm begging, baby, please. Oh Lord, do-do-do, oh Lord, do-do-do, oh Lord, oh Lord, do-do-do, oh Lord, do-do-do, oh Lord, do-do-do, oh Lord, oh Lord, because you don't know, but I've been dreaming of you.
That's good. Now, do you know what I can say about that? That's, of course, Paddy McBride and Kerry Quinn. Now, I've only heard another couple of songs that you've recorded and written, but I would know, listening to that you wrote that.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same.
Aye.
You've got a style, which is almost impossible, isn't it, Kerry? It's almost impossible to do that because you've got a style right away, and I can recognise. If nobody had told me that, I would have known that you'd written that. Anyway, that's great.
It's not that bad, is it?
Yes, it's worse.
I blame Pete.
But you're not signed, and you don't actually have anything out. These are just demos. You haven't recorded. But are you recording?
I will definitely am at the minute. When I was younger, don't get me wrong, I went into the studios and recorded, did my own songs, but I never really did anything with them. It was more for, just hearing back and for family and friends and stuff like that. I never really took it serious. I only really started getting back into, because you're out gigging in bars and stuff, like you're playing covers. Do you know what I mean? It's either you play covers or you're going to lose your audience.
Play covers or die.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
And then you start drinking.
And you start drinking.
I've been down that road.
Yep.
It's all right for a while, but then you have to stop. Now, do you have any kind of a website or anything at all like that? You're not a bit organised, are you?
I'm not, not at the minute, but we're getting there. Once I get this album, I'm gonna have a wee launch night and stuff like that.
Well,
do you know what I mean? A wee intimate place, a wee intimate gig, and
please do.
Because you need somewhere small, just in case nobody turns up, so it looks as if it's packed.
I would love to go actually.
Definitely, Jerry. Not even a problem.
No, I'd love to go. Thank you very much.
Well, there's one. There's one.
There's one. I'll be there. I'll bring people that I know.
Good.
Do us another one, would you, please?
Aye, no problem. I just needed to tune this.
Oh, no, go ahead. Work away. Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just read this wee thing in the meantime, and you work away. It's about bald-headed people. Dear Gerry, Mary down here at Fermanagh, please leave your bald patch alone, lest nature take its course, because the bit that you get transplanted be's all right. But what about the surrounding hair? If it starts to fall out, you will have a ring like a monk. I know too well you're a saint, but you don't have to be like that. Rosie loves bald-headed gentlemen, especially Mr. Pierce. She loves the way he is. She said to me a while back that he is handsome and would love to have him. I laughed at her. I would like to see them getting together and live happily ever after. I know Rosie adores him so much and still going about deep in thought about him, and I'd be talking to myself as she would say to me a couple of times after another, saying, "What did you say?" I end out saying the same thing 4 times and still picture and no sound. She just loves my hairpiece. I can't think of anything else. Only him. Better go have a nice weekend. I miss Sean too. I have no idea what that means. I just read it out literally. How are you fixed now? Are you okay?
Oh, I think so. Hold on to just check here. I didn't want to be strumming.
No, it's quite all right. It's important.
That's us right, rocker. Rack up, please. So
Crack her out. Keep her lit.
No problem. Right. Big sweaty hands on me here, Jay. It's not good.
Oh.
So 5, 6, 7,
I understand.
8. Nothing's ever meant to last. that so good could be for real. So just turn the lights off as you hug the dark spots going beneath the teardrops in your eyes. Here I am, don't wanna live my life without you. Oh, hear my call, I wanna lay here right beside you. Oh, break my fall, let the gravity guide you. Oh, hear my call tonight. Take your broken-hearted blues together. Every piece you fix will mend my soul. 'Cause your frozen emotions killed your life devotions, spoke in every corner of my world. Here I am, don't wanna live my life without you. Oh, hear my call, I wanna lay here right beside you. Oh, break my fall, let the gravity guide you. Oh, hear my call tonight. Cause I don't wanna run away, I just can't let go, makes me lose control. I see you when the lights go down in another town, can you see at all? Here I am, don't wanna live my life without you. Oh, hear my call, I wanna lay here right beside you. Oh, break my fall, let the gravity guide you. Oh, hear my call tonight.
Busy on the guitar there.
Busy.
Busy.
That was for Big Pete the Meddler there at the end. You know, that was for the big donkey.
That's very, very good. Thanks very much. And we look forward to your album, and I'll certainly play it, and I'll enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
And please let me know what's happening. And that's Paddy McBride and Gerry Quinn. Now, it's very difficult when you're singing live and when you have to finish at exactly 11 o'clock, so I'm not going to ask you to
No
sing
problem.
live.
Yeah.
No problem.
Because I can't say, listen, sing until 2 seconds to 11 o'clock. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this demo, which is called Don't Think It's Over, which you recorded with Gerry. So we'll go out on that.
And Pete.
And
Big Pete.
sorry, Pete was on that as well.
Cormac
I'm sorry,
O'Kane.
Pete. I didn't
Yes, sir.
realise.
Brilliant.
Listen, thank you all for coming in. I'm sure we're going to hear far more from you.
Well, hopefully so, Gerry, and thank you so much.
Oh, no,
I
no,
really,
no.
really appreciate it. Thank you
If
so much.
I wouldn't, as I said before, I wouldn't play it if it wasn't good. And Gerry, we'll see you in the Opera House and
Yeah.
everywhere in the whole world. What a day you've got today.
I know.
You wouldn't have a minute to sit. You have to get a sandwich sometime.
I have to get a pint soon. That's where I'm going,
right.
Gerry.
Oh.
That's my day planned. It's a hard
It's late now. It's only 5 to 11. Well, this is, thank you very much, Gerry Quinn and Paddy McBride. Don't Think It's Over.
I've waited a lifetime for you at my bedside. Come home.
If you say you want me, whatever night that be, come on.
False promises leads to loneliness. Come home.
You'll always be the better part of me, but I'm gone.
on 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
BBC News at 11 o'clock with Sabrina Sweeney. The police are to reinvestigate the murder of teenager Gavin Brett in County Antrim 10 years ago. The 18-year-old was shot by the UDA near Glengormley in July 2001. No one has been prosecuted for the shooting, which came after weeks of sporadic sectarian violence across Northern Ireland. Speaking on the BBC's Nolan show this morning, Gavin's mother said she is sceptical about the investigation.
I really don't know where they're going to go with it. I feel it's quite coincidental that now that it's suddenly come to the fore again, that they're showing interest in it. I would hate to think that they caught someone and they got a slap in the wrist and 6 months in jail. To me, that would be an insult. If someone was brought to justice, I feel they should serve a life sentence, because that's what they're left off serving.
A teenager assaulted in Antrim this morning has been transferred to the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. The 17-year-old's condition is said to be serious. He was attacked by 3 men in the Station Road area in the early hours. And in Omagh, a 37-year-old man received a deep cut to his throat and cuts to his face in an attack in Bridge Street after midnight. His condition is not believed to be life-threatening. A 26-year-old man's been arrested. A petrol bomb's been thrown at a police car in Newtonabbey. It happened at Church Road in the early hours of this morning as 2 officers responded to an emergency call. They weren't hurt. Ulster Bank made a loss of £566 million in the first 6 months of this year. It's due to ongoing write-offs of bad property loans. It's Northern Ireland's largest bank and is part of the RBS group, which today posted its own big losses due in large part to Irish property loans. British taxpayers currently own over 80% of RBS shares due to the government's bank bailout. And stock markets across the world have continued to fall sharply amid doubts about the global recovery and the Eurozone debt crisis. Investors fear the American economy could fall back into recession and that the European debt crisis could engulf Italy and Spain. The Foreign Office says it's urgently investigating reports that a British person has been killed by a polar bear in the Arctic. It's understood that a group was attacked during a trip to the far north of Norway. 4 others are said to have been injured. Now with the sports news, here's Denise Watson.
Open champion Darren Clark is in joint last place at the Bridgestone Invitational in Ohio after a 7 over par 77 in his first round. That's 15 shots behind leader Adam Scott, who's on 8 under par. Graeme McDowell carded a 1 over par 71 and Rory McIlroy 2 under after 68. At the European Amateur Championships, Paul Cutler is 2 under par after 9 holes today, while Alan Dunbar is 2 over par after 9. Mickey Hart has made 3 changes to his Tyrone side for their crucial All-Ireland quarter-final against Dublin at Croke Park. Owen Mulligan starts in attack, but veteran defender Ryan McMenamin has been left out. There's live coverage of the match on BBC 2 from 6:45 and on BBC Radio Ulster Medium Wave. And curling Irish Premiership newcomers Carrick Rangers have completed the signing of former Slovakian under-19 goalkeeper Maroš Falko. He's been playing in America.
And now the weather forecast. Here's Jackie McCann.
The first part of the day offers the best of the sunshine, with more cloud developing for the afternoon, although sunny intervals will continue to break through at times. Many places can expect a dry day. However, a handful of showers will break out, mainly towards the northwest. It's going to feel fresher than recent days, but in the sunshine, temperatures should climb to a respectable 19 degrees.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
In Jordanstown, work is ongoing on the Old Manse Road. It's closed between Glen Road and Circular Road for the next 2 weeks. A diversion is in place via the Shore Road. In East Belfast, the inside lane of the Upper Newton Ards Road is closed for roadworks from Stony Road to the Stormont Hotel. And finally, at Belfast International Airport, the Barcelona arrival is delayed until 1 o'clock and the Alicante flight is now expected at 2:45. Laura McDade reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
Wendy, good morning.
Hi, Gerry,
on the programme?
how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I was sleeping there. Tell us what the crack is to the programme today.
Well, we're talking seriously big numbers today. 2.5 trillion. I don't know how many knots that is to you, but apparently that's what's been knocked off company values this week with this ballooning concern on the world economy. It's all gone horribly wrong on the financial side again, it would seem, and I know it's keeping you awake at night worrying about your money.
I'm very concerned about my fortune.
Indeed. So I'd like you to ring me at 12 o'clock and tell me about that.
I'll tell
and
you
anyone else.
I'll tell you where it is.
Under the bed in a Quality Street box.
No, I buried it on Slemish.
No chance of you getting it then. Also, the transplant games are on here in Belfast at the moment, and there are lots of people around taking part, see them with their kind of passes around their necks. And we're going to debate that whole opt-in or opt-out question. Should you have to opt out of organ donation? Should it just be an automatic thing? And one of the people taking part is a woman who tells us that no, she doesn't think that's the case. But her daughter was saved by a transplant. However, she doesn't think you have to opt out, so that should be interesting. And it's Friday as well. We'll have our Sporting Friday, something for the weekend. Tyrone taking on the mighty Dubs. Ireland starting their Rugby World Cup build-up. The Irish League kicks off with Carrick Rangers in it for the first time in yonks. And then there's the Paul Scholes testimonial tonight. I nearly sound like I know what I'm talking about there, don't
absolutely. I talk about a packed programme.
Indeed.
All right,
lots to talk about. Give me a call when your man hair's finished.
All right then. I'm going to play a little thing now. It's quite long, so I just warn the people. There are people out there who play guitars. For anyone out there who's playing guitar, don't listen to this, because after you hear it, you'll throw it away.
My pappy said, son, you're going to drive me to drinking if you won't quit driving that old hot rod lick. The hot rod race where the fourth and the Lakers was setting the bait. Stories true, I'm here to say, cause I was driving that Model A. It had a Model A body, made it look like a pup. Lincoln motor that was really souped up. Had 8 cylinders, used them all. With overdrive, it just won't stop. 411 gears and a dual exhaust. Had a 4-barrel carb, you could really get lost. Safety tips, I ain't scared. The brakes are good and the tires fair. Pulled out of San Pedro late one night. The moon and the stars were shining bright. I was climbing up the Grapevine Hill, passing cars like they were standing still. All of a sudden, in the wing of an eye, a Cadillac sedan passed me by, and a remark was made, that's a car for me. But then the taillight was all you could see. Now Johnny ribbed me for being behind, so I said, hey, I'll make my licking on the line. Took my foot off the gas and man alive, shoved it down into overdrive. I wound it up to 110 and I twisted the speedometer off the end. My foot was glued like lead to the floor, that's all there is, there ain't no more. Well, Jack here figured I lost my sense. He said the telephone poles look like a picket fence. Slow down, I see spots, the lines in the road look just like that. So I took a corner side, swiped the truck, crossed my fingers just for luck. The fenders were clicking the guardrail post. The guy behind me was white as a ghost. Again in that Cadillac, and I knew I could catch him, thought I could pass, but you know by then I'd be low on gas. Flame was shooting from out of the side, you could feel the tension, man, what a ride. And I said, boys, I got a license to fly. The caddy pulled over, let me by. Big old white Freightliner pulled over, let me by. Taxi cabs, VW buses full of hippies, everybody pulled over. Johnny Cash, he pulled over, let me by. Pulled over with all the rebel rousers. Roy Orbison pulled over. He let me by. Johnny Rivers. Marty Robbins. Travis, Lord. Merle Haggard, Bob Wills, Sugar Garland, Lester Flatt pulled over. Earl Scruggs. Don King, Claude King, Pee Wee King, the King. Bunch of English guys. Deep Purple. Rolling Stone. The Fab Four pulled over. They let us by. How about those Sex Pistols? Jimmy! I said, excuse me when I kiss this guy. All of a sudden, Rod started knocking it down in the dip. She started to rock, and I looked in the mirror. There was a red light blinking. The cops was after a hot rod lick. They arrested me. They threw me in jail. They called my pappy to go my bail. And he said, son, you're gonna drive me to drink. And if you won't quit driving that hot rod liquor.
God bless the absentee. Lord, I am a surgeon, and music is my knife. It cuts away my sorrow, purifies my life. But if I could release my heart from veins and arteries, I'd say God bless the absentee. I miss my woman's song, I miss my bed, I miss those soft places I used to lay my head. My son don't need me yet, his bones are soft. He flies a silver airplane, he wears a golden cross. God bless the absentee, Lord, this country's changed so fast. The future is the present's in the past. The highways are in litigation, the airports disagree. God bless the absentee. God bless the absentee. God bless the absentee.
That's Paul Simon, of course. That's a song called God Bless the Absentee from an album called One Trick Pony. And that tour de force on guitar before that was called, of course, Hot Rod Lincoln by a fellow called Bill Kirchen, Kirchen, live, of course. Can you imagine it? Bill Kirchen, Hot Rod Lincoln. I'm not quite sure what album that's off because it's just a nice little track that I came across. It's fantastic. Staying on a musical note, we're going to hear some music now shortly from John Edgar Vaux, a band that I like very much. But a gentleman writes to me and he said, here are a list of songs associated with the political parties in Northern Ireland. DUP, I'm sitting on top of the world. UUP, the party's over. Or, Three Wheels on My Wagon, but I'm still rolling along. Sorry to go down the political road, but, you know, it's music. Alliance, Mr. In Between, or I'll do anything for you. And SDLP, the leader of the gang, or Wake Up Maggie, I think I've got something to say to you. Sinn Féin, this is my favourite one. I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter. And of course, not forgetting Jim Allister of the TUV. He's a real nowhere man. Can you give me some more info on Paddy McBride and Kerry Quinn? They are excellent. From Margaret from Ridge Hill. Are they performing somewhere local soon? I don't think so. Well, you can see Kerry in Dancing Shoes, the George Best story every night, everywhere. And no, Paddy's not a bit organised. He's making an album, so I don't think he's really doing all that many gigs. He didn't say anyway. And also, here's something I have to announce. Belfast City Blues Festival on the 26th, 27th and 28th of August. There's going to be a fundraiser this Sunday afternoon between 2:30 and 7 at the King's Head in Belfast, up at the King's Hall there. They're playing this Sunday. They have Rob McCullough, the Reverend Doc, the Hard Chargers, Mercy Lounge, plus tunes from DJ and soon-to-be film star Terry Hooley. And he'll be comparing as well, so you can imagine that. That's a $5 in, and apparently they've lost their principal source of funding, but are determined to keep the whole thing going. So there's a number here. Anyone who's interested in that or wants to contact him in any way. It's a fundraiser this Sunday afternoon in the King's Head between 2:30 and 7 o'clock. So go along to that if you care about the blues, which we do. A gentleman writes to me and he said, I'm a long-time listener, around 3 years or so. only a pup. A first-time contactor. I don't know if that sounds right or not. A first-time contactor. I hugely enjoy the show. And to a lesser extent, Sean. Great. It's cruel, but I enjoy it. I know that you enjoy making people laugh, and that's a great thing, as sometimes a laugh at 11 o'clock in the morning is hard to come by. Anyway, I'm emailing you to supply you with the analysis of the remaining and concluding stages of the All-Ireland Senior Final Championships, a commentary. Well, you see, this is what he has noticed the same thing as I've noticed. Now, when you hear football commentaries or men reporting on a football match, you know, there's a kind of a style. But GAA has a particular style of its own when you get these men. There's a couple of guys in particular who give you reports of games. And they don't speak like normal human beings, and they don't use language as normal human beings use it. They use it in a kind of a strange way. And I think your man has captured this. I'll try and read this as best I can. As we reach the closing stages of the All-Ireland Senior Gaelic Football Championships, only a handful of counties still stand strong and true, steadfast with the determination and hope they started with in May. Only Tyrone and Donegal continue the march to Croke Park, hopeful of date with destiny on the third Sunday in September. Donegal have been renewed by the inspired preparation of their charismatic leader Jim McGuinness from Glenties. From early in the year, Donegal toiled through sleet and snow, driven by a point to prove in the heat of summer battle. A place in the Final Four is their reward, where they await the winners of Dublin versus Tyrone. The men from the Russell Jesus boys, Mickey Hart has them going well, strong in defence, many in midfield and fleet of mind and foot in attack, attacking down the right wing and get that ball in the onion bag. Tyrone people, much like elephants, never forget, especially when it comes to football, or as they call it, football. And the memory of the 95 All-Ireland final still burns from the Moody Achiarn from Octacloyd Arboo. Tyrone have struggled heroically all year against the barbs of the media, particularly in the south, commenting that they're all far too old, and appear to be peaking at just the right time, playing for the jersey and turning up for every match. And as for a setting Saturday's match against Dublin is second only to the All-Ireland final itself. What a setting for the Tyrone men to show their innate football ability, similar to Barry McElduff's innate ability to converse and says, well, keep her lit until we all get out.
Now, I'm a feller with a heart of gold, with the ways of a gentleman, I've been told. The kind of a feller that wouldn't even harm a flea. But if me and a certain character met, the guy that invented the cigarette, I'd murder that son of a gun in the first degree. Now, it ain't 'cause that I don't smoke myself. I don't reckon they hinder your health. I've smoked them all my life, and I ain't dead yet. But nicotine slaves are all the same at a petting party or a poker game. Everything's gotta stop while they have that cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hates to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette. Now, in a game of chance the other night, old Dame Fortune was doing me right. The kings and the queens, they just kept on coming around. Then I got a full and I bet it high, but my bluff didn't work on a certain guy. He just kept on a-raising and a-laying the money down. Now, he'd raise me and I'd raise him. I sweated blood, I got to sink or swim. He finally called and then didn't raise the bet. I said, ace is full, pal, how about you? And he said, well, I'll tell you in just a minute or two, but right now I just gotta have a cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hates to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette. The other night, I had a date with the cutest little girl in the 48 states, a hybrid uptown fancy little dame. Now, she said she loved me, and it seemed to me that things were just about like they ought to be, so hand in hand, we strolled down Lover's Lane. She was oh so far from a chunk of ice, and our smooching party was going real nice, so help me, Hannah, I think I'd have been there yet. But I give her a kiss and a little squeeze, and she said, Tex, excuse me, please, but I just gotta have another cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hates to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette.
Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. That's Tex Williams. Some other messages here. Class Tunes. Who was it doing that Guitar Monster mashup? Must have been 20 tunes in one, probably more than 20. It was Bill Kirchen, Kirchen. As I said, I don't know what album it's from, but I would imagine if you Google him, you'd find out. And wouldn't you know that I could have done that myself. Gerry, you just played 10 minutes of pure genius, extremely good, and where else would you hear it? You would hear it nowhere else, absolutely. And could you please play a Tony Bennett song for Kathleen Boyle in Bonmore from all her daughters and sons? Thank you. And some other announcements to make here. James and Jan Galway are playing in the Millennium Forum in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry this Sunday night about 8 p.m. That'll be great for those who like that kind of thing. Can you please play a request for Niamh Devlin in Ardbow? I'm going to play one for her now in a minute. Gentleman, ladies, should I say, writes to me and said, great show yesterday, kid. A great show which, like the Rosetta Stone, at last explained the meaning of the Ballymena expression, it's a great big supermarket boy. First of all, uttered by Paddy Jenkins, who can be seen in the Royal Opera House playing the part of Hurricane Higgins. Scholars on bicycles converged from Ballymena to decipher the strange hieroglyphics written on a Panadol tablet found in the secret cave by potholer and false yodeler Rodney Mountebank. After a heated debate, experts stood in front of a large excited crowd and said, "We have at last translated the secret language on the ancient Panadol tablet. I can now reveal that the inscription reads, 'Not to be taken with alcohol.' Take him to the big cemetery outside Ballymena, boy," said a policeman. Tommy, my cat, coughed, pulled his Wraith Rover's scarf around his neck, took a sip of Lemsip and said, "There's a very nasty virus going about. In fact, the Sinn Féin computer is suffering from it." "Symptoms?" I yelled, reaching for my prescription pad. "The symptoms," said Tommy, "is a nasty repeating hiccup. No matter what Sinn Féin type into their computer, the same letter shoots out of the printer." "Snap!" I yelled. "Everybody in Ulster got the same letter today from NIE." "What are the dear directors of NIE up to?" said Tommy. "Dear customer," I read. "We at NIE were feeling a little bored, so we decided to change our name from NIE to Power NI. This change of name and logo will be very expensive, but we at NIE / Power NI are not worried because YOU, you, dear customer, will be paying for it. Missing you already from all the guys and gals at NIE / Power NI. What a lovely letter to get," I said. "What? When this old world is getting you down and people are not around anymore? The infamous Sinn Féin duplicating letter," I cried. "How are Sinn Féin dealing with it?" "Very well," said Tommy. "Gerry Adams came out yesterday and said, 'We are responsible for the hiccuping, repeating letter. Sinn Féin, we ourselves alone are responsible.'" Then the bold Eamon Malley yelled out, "What did you think of Kate Middleton's wedding dress, Mr. Adams?" "Divine, Eamon," said Gerry Adams, "simply divine. Now, if you excuse me, I have the Skyman coming round today, so I'll need to be at home." "Just one more question, Mr. Adams," roared the troublesome Eamon Malley. "What do you think of my blonde hair?" "Divine, Eamon," said Mr. Adams, getting into his car. Simply divine, simply divine."
I'd like to be your friend when times get tough. I wanna kiss your mouth, just ask me to. Someone so beautiful, someone like you. I love to see your smile, it helps me through. Won't you stay in my arms tonight? Won't you stay in my arms? You're everywhere I go. You're everything I know for sure I'll be yours, 'cause you're everything I know. Like a falling god, dropped from the sky. All I know is don't let go, my heart would not forgive me. So nod your hand through mine, just you and me. Dream that love is due, you'll wake to find it's true. Won't you stay in my arms tonight? Won't you stay in my arms? turn your light on. I wanna turn your light on. I wanna turn your light on. I wanna turn your light on. 'Cause you're everywhere I go. You're everything I know for sure I'll be yours. 'Cause you're everything I know. You're everything I know for sure I'll be yours. 'Cause you're everything I know.
Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. Album that track is from is called Hot Rod Lincoln Live. That's right. That's absolutely correct. Hot Rod Lincoln Live. Bill Kirchen, Kirchen, if you want to get that. Where can I get that guitar music you played? There it is. There it is. That's where you get it. The Bill Kirchen Band played in the Rotterdam Bar in August 1996 when Chris Roddy ran it. Eh? Gig of the month. I would imagine it would have been. I missed that entirely. On a matter entirely different. Best commentary of the year, without doubt, Walter Love and John Anderson on the 12th Parade. Bring them back next year. Dynamic duo. Also, hello to Damien McElroy, who is home from South Africa. He used to play with the Freshman Showman from Ballymena. Good show band from Ballymena. Good to see you from all the friends in Randallstown. Yeah, Damien McElroy. Welcome back. Also, right, more live music after this from John Edgar Vaux. Just getting themselves organised after this.
Well, I like a full-bodied lager as much as the next hard-working man. The taste of suds while dealing stud I can surely understand. The trucker speed, and yes indeed, it's nearly getting light. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. You can fish for bass and cut your grass and drink that purple gas. Sure enough, but the powerful stuff that'll knock you on your ass. It's like diesel fuel, nobody's fool, don't want to get left behind. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. We're all half dead and them that's left is spoiling for a fight. Well, who'd have thunk we'll quit drinking drunk, now boys don't spare the ride. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. I've been splitting eights and hitting my straights in the card rooms of the world. Chasing skirt and getting hurt, but now I got a card playing girl. But man, she gets excited when the deal don't come out right. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. We're all half dead and them that's left is spoiling for a fight. Well, who'd have thunk we get jackass drunk, the boys don't spare the ride. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. Well, I heard it said that you can get some heat in Irish pubs, serving Jamesons to an Orangeman or Bushmills to his cuz. Well, here's what you do with Tullamore do, you can meet them both halfway. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, they've been drinking beer all day. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. We're all half dead and them that's left is spoiling for a fight. Well, who'd thunk we'll quit drinking drunk, now boys don't spare the ride. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. Rye whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, I cry.
And I remember there was a radio coming from the room next door, and my mother laughed the way some ladies do. When it's late in the evening and the music seeping through, the next thing I remember, I am walking down the street. I'm feeling alright. I'm with my boys and with my troops, yeah. And down along the avenue, some guys were shooting pool, and I heard the sound of a cappella groups, yeah, singing late in the evening, and all the girls out on the stoops, yeah. Then I learned to play some lead guitar. I was underage in this funky bar, and I stepped outside and smoked myself a J. And when I come back to the room, everybody just seemed to move, and I turned my amp up loud and I began to play. And it was late in the evening, and I blew that room away. First thing I remember when you came into my life, I said I'm gonna get that girl no matter what I do. Well, I guess I've been in love before. Once or twice I've been on the floor, but I never loved no one the way that I love you. And it was late in the evening, and all the music seeping through.
That's an unexplained batch of music. Sorry about that. We had a wee bit of a technical problem in the studio, but we've got it all sorted out. John Edgar Vo, a band who've been very patient. Martin Corrigan, you're the singer. I'm sorry about this delay, but we're okay now?
We're okay now, yeah.
I met you before, but you were unconscious.
Yes, I was, yeah.
Are you conscious now?
I am conscious now, barely.
You're with
I'm
a
in
friend
the-
of yours called Kieran McMenamin, the actor, and Kieran's a good friend of mine. He said, come on over, I want to introduce you to somebody, and there was this body lying on the sofa. It's in a well-known hotel, and it was you. We tried to revive you, but we couldn't. You're like a man who would have enjoyed a drink at one stage.
I would. I've enjoyed a few drinks in my time, yeah.
Are you still at Ben Klein?
No.
Now, introduce your band, please.
Well, on lead guitar we have Mr. Charlie Mooney.
Uh-huh.
How you doing?
Morning, Charlie.
On drums we have Niall Arthur Kennedy, tambourine today.
Uh-huh.
And on bass we have James Heaney.
Right. Now, you've got what would you call this? A CD, an extended?
It's
I don't
an
know what
EP.
an EP.
It's just sort of an introduction to the band.
And it's very, very good. It's called Western Notes, and there's some great tracks on it. I don't know what you're going to do today, but first of all, tell me a bit about yourself. Are you from Enniskillen?
I'm from a place called Bow, just outside of Enniskillen. It's basically in between Belcoo and Enniskillen.
Uh-huh.
It's pure country, pure green as far as you can see.
I know, but this is good for you.
Yeah, it is good for you, yeah.
Now, you had a band called Corrigan.
Yeah.
And you had a track I used to play all the time called Water Ballad, which I thought was great. Is this a progression from that, or are you going backwards?
It's sort of a progression from that. The storytelling thing is moving on. I love telling stories.
All right, then. Well, will you do something for us? Now, we'll have a wee chat later, because we've lost a bit of time.
There's a song called Highwayman.
Okay.
I'll speak to you in tongues, in distant regions, in a language you might understand. I'll tweak the screws with the words I use in ways you would not believe. I'm gonna be the drug you use. No, you won't even be fit to choose. For I am the highwayman. I'm gonna steal your heart any way I can. bar, different clubs. I will be your king, you'll be my queen. We'll travel carriage with heavy baggage to places you could only dream to see. I'm gonna be the drug you use. No, you won't even be fit to choose. For I am the highwayman. I'm gonna steal your heart any way I can. I'll be your angel's eye, in truth or in disguise. I'll tear apart the clouds for you, or anything obstructing your view. I'm gonna be the drug you use. No, you won't even be fit to choose. For I am the highwayman. I'm gonna steal your heart any way I can.
That's very good. That's very good. Now, that's on sale now at the moment. Have you got a website or anything that people can be aware of?
From johnedgarvo.com.
www.john, John, I have to say H as well. John Edgarvo, EDGARVOE.com.
Yeah.
And you're playing almost kind of acoustically today in a way, but you're normally, you use a full drum kit and that kind of thing. You're normally being much louder.
Band. Yeah.
Well, are you doing any gigs?
We enjoy it. This is work.
No, it's great.
It's great. This is the first ever time we've done this as a 4-piece sit down like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
We had a short rehearsal last night.
But I mean, do you not play together as a normal rule?
Well, this is the first sort of lineup as this band here from last week. We done our first gig on Rathlin Island last weekend.
On Rathlin
The
Island?
band was born in Rathlin Island. I think it's very apt.
Not a tree in sight. And how did you get on? Where do you play in Rathlin?
There's a festival there every year, a sort of a festival of some bands at the side. We were one of the bands at the side last weekend.
Rathlin Island is the only place that I ever almost died of thirst in.
You could die of thirst on it, yeah.
No, but you didn't realise that. Somebody said to me there was a puffin reserve on the other side of the island. They said, you should go up there. And I said, this is great. So it was a lovely sunny day. So I took off and I went up, and halfway up I started to kind of, go, I must get a bottle of water somewhere. And there's nowhere to get.
Nowhere to get any water. And
So
only one road.
I started looking around, the ditches, and there was no water anywhere. And I suddenly started to get dehydrated. I had to stop a car and I said, have you any water? It was like a Sahara job. Anyway, enough about my thirst in Rathlin Island. Have you any more gigs coming up?
We are playing in the Black Box on the 24th of September.
Oh, are you?
A Saturday night.
Oh, that'll be good.
So it's a free Saturday night. It's a good night to get out on.
A free?
Not free, no.
No, never say that word free.
No.
Never say that word free. And it's an EP, is it?
It's an EP, yeah. We're currently recording an album ready to have released at the start of next year.
Okay. And are you the principal songwriter yourself?
I am the principal songwriter with a co-pilot of Charlie Mooney.
You see? Giving you credit. That's always a good thing. Would you want to do something else and tell us what it is?
It's a
Because
song.
we haven't got a lot of time today.
It's a song called Wyoming.
Okay.
These are the last words that you'll ever hear me say. For later on they're gonna take my life away. I killed a man in South Ontario. He tried to kill me first, but no one's to know. The man I shot, he worked for Silas Jim. It was just my pure bad luck. The sheriff also worked for him. I know it's gonna be quick and there won't be much pain, but I just love to see Wyoming again. These are the last sights that I will ever see. A prison yard and a crowd baying for me. A month back I just turned 21. 4 weeks later and it seems my life is done. Well, I do feel remorse for the man I killed, but the folks around here just want to see me on the hanging hill. I know it's gonna be quick and there won't be much pain, but I'd just love to see Wyoming again. Send my love to Mother and Cousin Joe. Tell him I'd love to stay, but I had to go. For it's getting near the time, and I'll have to clear my mind. For fear to those guards, I'll show no sign. I know it's gonna be quick and there won't be much pain, but I just love to see Wyoming again. I know it's gonna be quick and there won't be much pain, but I just love to see Wyoming again.
That's a good one. That's a story song, of course.
Yeah.
And the words are more important to you, I think.
Well, both very important. But I do love words.
There are
Words
two
shape
types
the
of people.
universe.
There are two types of people. Types of people who write songs. The music's more important. The other people, the words are more important. You strike me as being the latter.
Yes, I love good lyrics. I just love, just they carry it to me. Yeah.
Now, when you were in Corrigan, was that a band or was that just a...
It was a band as well, yeah. I was
And,
going along the Bon Jovi Van Halen line at that time.
Did you become disillusioned in any way?
I've been disillusioned since the day I started.
Which is not healthy.
I've become more illusioned.
No, see, the natural state. When people come in here and they're always very enthusiastic and upbeat, I always get nervous because musicians should be disillusioned because they should be on the edge all the time. They should be angry.
Yeah, I've been.
I'm not saying that you are, but you should be more angry.
Yeah, you've got the right bond now, then definitely.
You should be fed up.
Yeah,
you should be fed up. What am I doing in here? Just
no, not quite so much that. This is a highlight. Yeah, this is making.
Well, listen, I wish you all the best. And is there anything else you want to say about the band? You're playing in the Black Box.
Come to the gig in the Black
September.
Box. It'll be a good night out.
All right, and you're making a new album. And
we're making an album at the minute, and buy the EP off the website at johnedgarvo.com. It's selling remarkably well.
I'm not surprised. It's very, very good.
I'm surprised myself. It is shifting units.
Okay. Oh, shifting units. Did you hear that? Oh, you see.
I got to recompense myself somehow for the amount of money I spent on it.
So the website is www.johnedgarvo.com. It's JOHNED, and I say H as well for the benefit of the Dominican community. JOHN Edgar VOE. JohnEdgarvo.com. Listen, thank you for coming. This EP is really good.
Thank you, Gerry, and thank you for having us on. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you for coming in because this is really good stuff. And what are you going to do now for us? This will be us saying cheerio now.
We can do a song called Rebel Bones.
I think we should.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in. John
Thank you,
Edgarvo.
Gerry. I come from the county line. My mother's name was once divine. We farmed the land of 7 hills. My brother's farming somewhere still. Much movement away from there. The day the man came to bear. But I will not move away. No, I'm staying here to have my say. I cannot be what they want of me. I got rebel bones, you see. No, I will not be what they want of me. I got rebel bones, you see. I've been around the blue, blue sea. Traveled as far can be. Fallen down in many ports. And assorted with all sorts of sorts. They framed me for a poker game. And even got wrong my name. They sent me down to rot in hell, but I escaped and I'm doing well. I cannot be what they want of me. I got rebel bones, you see. No, I will not be what they want of me. I got rebel bones, you see. I'm in the heart of everyone. Brothers, sisters, brothers, sons. I cannot be what they want of me. I got rebel bones, you see. No, I will not be what they want of me. I got rebel bones, you see.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, no, no, no. I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab. I won't go, go, go. I'd rather be at home with Ray. I ain't got 70 days. 'Cause there's nothing you can teach me that I can't learn from Mr. Hathaway. I didn't get a lot in class, but I know it don't come in a shot glass. They try to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, no, no, no. I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine, just try to make me go to rehab. I won't go, go, go. The man said, why do you think you hit? I said, I got no idea. I'm gonna lose my baby. So I always keep a bottle near. Said I just think you're depressed. This me, yeah, baby, and go ahead. They try to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, oh no, no, no. I don't ever wanna drink again. I just need a friend. I'm not gonna spend 10 weeks. Have everyone think I'm on the man. And it's not just my pride. It's just till these tears have dried. They try to make me go to rehab. I say no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, you're
That's Amy Winehouse, of course. Rehab, great talent, cut short. Great sound, John Edgar Vaux. Best thing I've heard this year. Well, I have to agree with that. And Gerry, a couple of odds and ends now before we go. Gerry, please let your listeners know there's a 10k run and a 5k walk in Swatra tonight. Enroll at 7 o'clock at the David Park. A £5 for runs and £3 for walkers in aid of St John's Boxing Club. Thank you. And also on Saturday the 6th of August, which is this Saturday, the Donkey Breed Society of Northern Ireland is having its annual show at the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum. And the Crescent Elder Flower Dance Theatre are performing Don't Get Me Started tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at St Mary's University College of the Foyles Road. Admission free, and a dance workshop will be led by Ellen McCrory. The Elder Flower Dance Group are all over 55 and God bless them. Back on Monday. Thank you.